Hello everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. I hope you're all having an amazing day. We're starting off with the white pieces against a 1925 from the Philippines. Looks like we're going into a Scotch. They played knight c6, which is technically classed as the Nimzowitsch. That's what the chess.com thing says. Anyway, so we'll go into a Scotch, which is familiar territory, very familiar territory. So I'm happy about that. And we need it. To be honest, we need it because yesterday was a disappointing result. Anyway, Queen to H4, the Steinitz variation of the Scotch. My personal favourite. Let's see if we remember the theory. We go knight c3, bishop b4, bishop e2 is the move. And this is gonna be spicy, basically. Hopefully I've warmed up enough to be able to play in a spicy position like this. We can only wait and see. Knight b5 is the idea, going for the 4. King b8, d8 is the best move. Bishop c3 also can work, at which point we do b takes c3. Queen takes pawn is never a good idea because bishop f3 and then you get the fork as well. So we know it to a certain extent. Hopefully, I think our opponent should know it. You know, if this is their main line, it should be something they're familiar with. But we are down a pawn, so you know we've got to get some sort of compensation from this pawn. At the minute, we're slightly better developed, very very slightly though. We can castle in a couple moves. They go for bishop takes, and we're going to go ahead with b takes. Never take back with this knight. This knight's the whole reason why this opening works for white. It's the only reason you can get any sort of counterplay, so you need it staying on b5. And we're up on time straight away, which is great, so we can spend a little time actually thinking about stuff and analysing stuff. And yeah, let's try our best to make them regret playing this queen h4 line, because it's not the best. It's definitely not the worst. It's definitely playable. But I don't like not being able to castle as black. So this is a big what's the word? Big downside? No, I don't know the word. I think we castle here. If they start hitting these, we go rook b1, I believe. Okay, so they've played a6. Now, after a6, do we go bishop f3? Or were you meant to go bishop f3 straight away? No, you're pinned, so you have to go castles, then bishop f3, I believe. Bishop f3, where's this queen going? The queen's going to go probably to f5. Is its best shot, I believe. And then we're looking for tactics, I think. We've got to be very, very careful here. This is such a dangerous position for both of us. So we have to be really, really careful and do everything with purpose, like the utmost accuracy. The question is where we go with this knight. I should know this. I really should know this. Potentially you can go back. I think that's the only real square for it. I'd love like a queen a4, which we can't do, unfortunately. You probably just go back, throw in queen f3. Bishop f3, queen there. Even bishop takes could be a line. And then you go there with ideas of knight takes. That's possible. Actually, that's very possible. And if pawn takes, you have something, maybe? Nothing? But you get the bishop pair at least. So maybe you just play the bishop pair. Like a queen d5 is possible. Queen takes, and then bishop takes, I reckon. Queen takes. Queen takes is an option as well, threatening the mate. That's very interesting. So we'll go bishop f3. We'll go bishop f3. Queen there. I think we do the same thing. I think that's even better for us. They go there, which is interesting, because now queen covers the knight. Okay. Okay, we have a check. I don't think that check does anything right now. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight d4, queen takes. Queen e2. Knight f6. Bishop g5. Rook there, bishop takes, queen takes. Doesn't seem particularly good. I think it's probably bishop takes. Do we have knight d4? If queen takes, then we have bishop d2 is a wild line. Oh gosh. Okay. Focus up. Knight a3 is possible. No, because queen takes. And you need the bishop to cover that, but your bishop's blocking your rook. So I think it's got to be bishop takes, right? Takes, knight there. If queen takes, knight there anyway. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. I don't think it's particularly accurate. But to be honest, I don't know what else I'm doing. Rook b1's probably the answer. I don't think check works. Bishop b2 I don't think does anything. Bishop d2 is a line with the discovered check. Queen goes somewhere. Then like a rook e1. With some interesting possibilities. We'll go bishop d2. I think that works. Yeah, they go there. And now I think we just try harass this king to the best of our ability. So I think a rook e1 is valid. c3 I don't want to do really. I really want to play this check, which sort of stops their activity a bit. I want to threaten like a queen h5 or something. I would really like them to do this so we can try some knight mate ideas. That would be really nice. With the pin on the king, you would have to throw in the check first. And we have to get rid of the queen as well. So those are two big asks. They go there. Now that seems like a weakening of the position for them. c3. Yeah, no. There, check. That's not how queens move. There. Queen takes. Threats of mate. No, but you have queen takes there. Is annoying. Can we do... No, not knight there. Rook b1. Threatening a rook b4. Looks good. And we're really running low on time here, so we gotta be a bit careful. They're still completely underdeveloped, and we're just trying to make as many threats as we possibly can, really. There, queen takes seems like a mistake because we have some ideas potentially. We'll go for that. I don't know if it's good. I don't think it's bad. We're giving up another pawn. But at this point, pawns are the very, very least of our worries. We want to be able to play a bishop g5. F6 is a bit annoying, but then we potentially have some checks. Although the queen is staying on this diagonal. Yeah, they go for it. Fair enough. Now we're freed up to move a bit. We're freed up to prod and poke. at the position. The question is, how do we do that? How do we do that? Can we try trap the queen at all? There's like a knight there. I don't think works. This bishop's annoying me. I mean, the obvious threat is queen e2. Rook e8. Queen e2, rook e8. Then we potentially have like some queen... No, not queen c4. We'll do queen e2. Queen e2, rook e8 is the only move. Yeah. Then like a bishop g4 could work. Push, check ideas. Not too keen. The knight is pinned actually, which is quite nice. No, we can't do that. That unpins the knight. Queen h4. Just try poking these a bit. Queen takes f7 I really want, but the queen's still on that diagonal. We've got to be moving really, really fast here, folks. And we're constantly looking out for tactics. This is such a complicated game. They go for that. Okay. That's annoying. Is it that bad? Bishop there takes is a threat. Queen d5, rook takes, queen d5 is a threat. Pawn takes. Probably just bishop takes, yeah. King up. Bishop takes. Gosh, this isn't good. This isn't good. This is so wild, though. I love it. I love these sorts of games where you know, like, anything can happen. Are they going to take? They take it. Wild. Okay, so we'll do bishop takes. Knight move might be a choice for them. I don't think so, right? We have too many things. Just things, you know. Bishop there, queen there seems good. Stopping that with ideas of that. With mating ideas. Rook takes doesn't work because of back rank ideas. Yeah, so we'll throw check. King there, check. King takes, check. King there. Check. Oh, come on. Okay, check. There. Do we have rook there? That seems good. With multiple discovered checks. We still have queen takes as well, which is devastating. I think. Yeah. This could be good. 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left. I don't think they have anything really there. Queen takes. There. That's devastating. Check. Perpetual. No. There. Check. Ah. That's such a good move. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. It's over. It's over. Ay, ay, ay. No. Nope, nope, nope. Ah, that's frustrating. There's got to be something there, right? There's got to be. Yeah. I'll throw in this, I guess. Try not get back ranked. Yeah, no. I mean, 1 second left. There's nothing I can do. There's no increment either, so even if I pre-moved everything, that's 10 moves. It's not gonna make a difference. Yeah. Frustrating. It was a fun game, at least. It was a fun game. We're further away. We're further away from our goal, but interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. The accuracy's haters. We were on top at one point, and then not, and then balanced, slightly better, and then losing, which is fun. 59.3 versus a 65.7, 1350 versus a 1450. That's very harsh, to be honest. That's very harsh. Anyway, we know this lines. I covered this in my Scotch video. Yeah, A6 is the one I need reminding of. I know the lines that are bad, I think. This is not too bad. It sort of trades things off, I think. I need more help on the lines that are good, I think. We went bishop f3. The computer just wants knight d4. Knight d4 seems like a cop-out. It seems like you're just trading off your material when you're already down a pawn. You have some compensation with king d8. But, yeah, it's not something you want to do. Like takes. I guess pawn takes. Yeah, c takes. Like, you definitely get the compensation. You have the nice bishop pair. But it's not what you want out of the position, to be honest. That's my opinion, anyway. But, yeah, queen c4, good move. Bishop takes, not a good move. Apparently, you just go bishop e2 to keep some semblance of an advantage. There we go. And that's just x-raying that. Queen h4, you just bring the knight back then. And you get a very similar position to before. Queen takes is a mistake or a miss, apparently. Not by much, though. And apparently, this is a huge, huge blunder. This is a huge blunder, and bishop d2 is the miss because you've got queen g4 hitting that. But that's got to be dubious, right? Oh, because after you've got like mating threats. So if queen takes, you've got mate. And if you can't go there because there, and if you go there or there, same thing. Well, maybe you can block it on e8, but then I've got time to free up my rook. So maybe like a c6, but then you're playing c6, and I can potentially get this rook with a discovered check as well. That's the other idea. There's discovered check if you ever take this. Wow. Same sort of idea. It's wanting, yeah, queen g4 again with the similar discovers. Same sort of tactic, although these discovers don't work because queen can take both of them. D6 seems like not a very good move. Apparently queen h5 again is the one to play. I'm not sure why, to be honest. Ignoring the threat on the knight. I guess just mating threats, again, is the idea. Rook b4, kicking out the queen. Apparently it's a good move for sacking the pawn. Queen e2, best move. And now we were late to play queen h5. We were late. Rook b3, and then potentially even tripling up, I bet, is the idea. Queen a4, bishop g5 with the pin. No, it wants queen e4, so you go in for that. Potentially rook takes with some forking ideas. Knight takes, queen takes rook, but queen takes is also an option. So that's a weird one. This is one of the lines where you're never going, like one of the openings, you're never ever going to get a good accuracy. Unless you're a computer, you're not going to get a good accuracy. This is a blunder. Oh, duh, rook b6 is the answer. I knew that wasn't like good because you're opening up your king. Obviously, it's a fork, and I missed the fork, duh. But like opening up your king just doesn't seem like the right thing to do in this situation, and that's because of rook b6 threatening this pawn with some devastating sort of checks after like queen takes c5 as well. But we went with the bishop, which just hangs a piece. Apparently, you go queen d5. Threatening to trade off the queens, takes, knight takes, and you've still got the fork as well. So it's just a nice intermezzo is that one. We take with the bishop. And then we're thinking we're getting some counterplay here. And the computer agrees after rook c8. We get some counterplay with the check. Rook d4, yeah, knight moves. And then that was the blunder. So apparently the move is bishop f4, which is absolutely wild. Excuse me, bishop f4. Who knows? Creates a checkmate threat. Oh, there. Okay, how do you cover that? Rook there doesn't seem good. How do you cover that? Rook d8. Ugh. Yeah, it's a simpler move. Queen takes lets them figure themselves out with tempo. Which, yeah, I mean, also it just hangs the bishop. Which is probably the worst move I made of the game. But it was, I'm not too upset about that. The Steinitz is such a crazy line. And by the way, if you are playing the Scots, you need to know this theory of queen e2, especially bishop e2, especially. Because this is a forced line. There's nothing you can do to get out of this line. You can cop out, I guess, with knight takes c6. But it's not ideal. The best move is to play into it. In fact, knight takes d6 is not even in the top list of moves because queen takes e4 is the idea. You just get a pawn. So you might as well lose the pawn with counterplay. You lose the pawn either way. So you need to know this. Look at my Scots video. I cover this. Obviously, I lost this game. So do what you will. I'm sure there are more skilled players than me who talk about this line. But for the basics, this is all you need to know is bishop e2, knight b5, and then sort of figure it out for yourself, I guess. Look for the counterplay, get your pieces active. And that's not something we did. In fact, let us have a look at a game. Luigi Lara D something versus Ad Wilhans Loose something. They didn't even bother to play bishop e2, but it's, I guess, swings and roundabouts. Castles, f6, and they did the knight d4. Apparently the best move is not even to trade, but to go knight e7, at which point bishop f3, and again, you're doing the similar sort of tactics of kicking the queen around and trying to hunt this king. But, yeah, we are, what, 3 games off? 3 games off. We need some, we need some big wins here. And, yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be this week. But, you know what? We learnt stuff. We learnt this knight back to d4. And I guarantee you, after that, I will not be forgetting it again. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like if you liked. Please subscribe if you really liked. And I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye.